Going to leave it in the show because this is a show about honesty. Now,
can't wait.
Where do you want to start?
Still NC State.
NC State.
Yes.
New defense, new offense.
Yeah.
Kurt Roper's back, so I guess not entirely new. He was on the staff. He was coaching CJ Bailey.
Yeah, internal.
Got a backloaded schedule. When we went through our first episode here, putting these teams in tiers, you and I were a bit mixed on where we stood on NC State. Where do you stand on NC State? What are the things that jump out to you? Why do you think they'll be good? Why do you think they won't be good?
I think they can win 50-50 games if offensively it works out with the experience they have on offense, at receiver, at quarterback, obviously. We'll see on the offensive line. But if your starting point is promising quarterback who has promising targets, I already like you. The problem to me with NC State is what you just mentioned, right? That the variables involved with NC State with two coordinators who I don't think I would be, if they were coordinating Oregon, I would not be thrilled with Oregon's chances to make serious noise in the conference. I don't know how you would feel if Kurt Roper and DJ Elliott were coordinating one of your teams' side of the ball, but it doesn't feel great to me. That said, NC State's schedule is really tough. It's a pretty tough schedule, which to me indicates two things. The best of NC State is going to change the calculus of the ACC because they're going to be playing a bunch of really good teams. I think they have, Notre Dame on the road. They have, I think, Miami, yes. NC State, right?
Yeah.
NC State has Pitt on the road, your number 2 team. They've got Florida State. Who knows what that game is going to mean? Obviously, the rivalry game against North Carolina, whatever they are. I have high hopes for Duke. That game is on the road for NC State. So they have the ability, if they're good or at least dangerous at something, to pretty dramatically affect how this conference shapes out. And I don't think it's necessarily fair or nice to only categorize NC State as an effector of the better, but that's still interesting to me. I'm still interested in what this offense looks like. There are still pieces on this defense, though I'm just not super high on NC State in this moment because of the number of changes and because of what seems to be the trajectory of this program these last couple years.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that when I was going through with my research here. And I was thinking back to the episode that we did before last season with Corey Smith from Pack Pride.
Right.
And we were wondering a year ago if last season was going to be the year for NC State. Now, it didn't pan out for a multitude of reasons. Remember, they brought in Grayson McCall. He got hurt. 2 concussions in like a 6-week period, ended up retiring.
Unfortunate year, yeah.
So that was a bad deal. I am leery about Dave Doeren bringing in 2 new veteran coordinators at this point. He got rid of Robert and I on the offense. I understand it. Tony Gibson left. He's the new head coach at Marshall. It's just a lot to fix,
Right.
And I'm always leery about those types of situations. Now, Kurt Roper's a name that college football fans are familiar with, but it's been 8 years since he called an offense. Was the quarterback coach for CJ Bailey. I think that's why he has been elevated to this position. I like CJ Bailey. I think the biggest job for Kurt Roper, for Dave Doeren, really for this program as a whole, if they want to get better, is to make sure that they don't stunt his development.
Right.
So I think that's at least a building block for Dave Doeren moving forward. You mentioned the coordinator hire on the other side of the ball, DJ Elliott. You might be surprised to hear this, Dan.
I'm ready.
It sounds like he's planning to run an aggressive attacking pressure-based scheme that sort of blends a 3-3-5 with the 3-4.
Okay. Again, I have nothing against that.
Wants that
inherently.
stand-up edge rusher to really be attacking and aggressive. You know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean. Last year's pass rush was very bad.
It was bad. So, my standpoint is this. The over-under is 6.5 wins. I think CJ Bailey's really good. I think they'd be wise to build around him. It was an absolute dagger that they lost Casey Concepcion, my guy.
But his year wasn't great.
His year wasn't great.
It was kind of disappointing, yeah.
His year wasn't great, but he's still an elite talent. He goes
Sure.
to Texas A&M. It's going to take some combination of other guys. Like guy Hollywood Smothers, great name, Justin Jolly, Noah Rogers, Wesley Grind. There are guys here, but the one that I feel best about is probably CJ Bailey. I think what I'm most interested in is what the defense looks like, honestly. And I joke about the pressure-based defense, the attacking, aggressive, that whole meme.
Right.
They can be a lot of fun to watch, but you need a secondary. And NC State kind of took it on the chin in the back seven. Like most of their starters portaled out. So it's a collection of transfers and, it's just, I kind of like what I said with Miami. If you're focused on getting pressure up front, you need to have some depth to rotate new guys in to keep people fresh, but you also need to have the secondary. And I'm not sure they have either of them. So backloaded schedule, they got to figure it out early. You think Dave Doeren can get the 7 or 8 wins and hit that over? 2 new schemes, a schedule, mounting pressure to take a step forward. I tend to give him benefit of the doubt because I think he's a good coach, but I'm a little bit fearful that maybe this program has stalled out.
Can I be sort of mean about small school transfers?
Please.
NC State just doesn't seem like that program. I know it's a new era of college football. This is me from afar saying, given their location, given their history, given the guys they've sent to the NFL draft, that they're in a place where they are bringing in transfers from Wyoming, Utah State, North Texas, and Temple. It doesn't make me feel incredible that this defense under a new coordinator as well is all of a sudden against a conference with a bunch of good quarterbacks and a bunch of promising offenses is going to improve all that much. They were, I have it down here in the 90s in points per drive allowed. When they gave up big runs, they gave up huge runs. They were one of the worst teams in America that when somebody would get a little bit loose, get through the line of scrimmage, that was kind of it.
No.
And so, again, all 4 of those players coming in from those schools might be incredible additions and improvements over where NC State was last year. I just don't love that NC State is at that point where it's either these guys all work out or it's not going to be great again on defense.
Yeah, the new meme that I am workshopping for possible inclusion in a Fantasy Things roster, regardless of whether or not we do that show.
Yeah.
It's this tendency of every preview to lean a little too hard on the coach talking about how he likes his talent.
Sure.
They never say they hate it. They always love it. And
you got to say that. Yeah.
Of course, I understand it. But when the previews lean on that and just assume that we should take the coach's word for it, that's when the BS meter goes off for me. And I feel that way a lot with these small school transfers. We've seen a lot of them hit. But we've also seen a lot of them not hit. So just proceed with caution here, okay?
By the way, so there was the fight with ECU in the bowl game last year, right?
Correct.
With whom do they open the season? ECU.
Let's go, baby.
I don't know what that means. They lost that game to ECU, by the way, December 28th.
Yeah. ECU should have a good offense.
I don't have ECU thoughts at the front of my brain right now. But schedule-wise, there's not a lot of odd, like they're going to need to win a bunch of 35-32s. And that's not a recipe for confidence in this moment. So it's ECU, Virginia, Wake on the road, and Duke on the road. They could start the season 1-3, 2-2. Right there.
Yeah.
They have Virginia Tech and Notre Dame 2 out of 3 weeks in the middle of that schedule. At Pitt, Georgia Tech, a bye week. At Miami, Florida State, North Carolina.
It's a rough schedule, man. It's rough. I got them down
with that number of questions in that schedule, seeing them go 8-4 would be like an incredible year.
Yeah, I got 6-6.
Yeah, I think 6-6 is more appropriate myself.